Good day, and welcome to Chapter 9 of my Iratus Lord of the Dead beginner's playthrough. So, last episode my whole guys here got all quite roughed up, so we're going to set up a new squad. There are 3 attacks between, 2 more combats between us and the boss of this level, so we're definitely going to see some boss fight this video. So, to get things going, I felt like, I'm still lacking a few parts here to work with. There is one thing, though. I've already wanted to upgrade the Abode of Wrath here to have more anger available at the beginning of a fight. So, let's check out the next combat. This is going to be, there's an oracle between them. This time I'm going to try to burn down the oracle quicker than the last few times. Maybe this will work out better. My plan will be to go for something like this. Okay, let's check it out. I'm going to go for the Void Claw increase here on the Shade, to have some severe damage available when I've decreased the sanity of the enemies good enough. And apart from that, my Banshee is not having a new skill, she's just having a few points here and there, but 2 attribute points are almost not worth talking about. So we're going to go for, I already upgraded the Smite. Well, show them their place. I could go for the Forceful Lesson here. Yeah, let's do that. Forceful Lesson will make the skill activatable from this rank here. And I do like the idea, because now I have a Stance Breaker, which is easier available. And the Mummy has no problems in switching back and forth in the ranks here. But I just noticed that my Banshee is already too roughed up to take this spot. I don't appreciate that. I guess I'm going to go with the Bride of Iratus here, because she's also having a what's it called, a stress attack, and offers me more stance breaking. And I don't know, my other guys are all just too well, I don't want to go with a half-dead Banshee into that. So what we're going to pick up here, Gambling Chip, no thanks. Jar of Blood. At the start of combat, all enemies must pass a sanity check. Oh well. I feel like these items are pretty much wasted on this combat, so let's get into this. We're going to do it somehow, I'm pretty sure. Coffee. Fresh and hot. So, that's already 1 block for my fellas here. I'm going to drop down this Lake with Darkness to get rid of a few wards. And, well, I'm going to go for the Pain Amplification stance here. Because, I feel like this is a good way to get rid of the wards here. Okay. I'm going to let my bride buff herself a little bit here first. And yeah, let's use the Shield Banger to knock down the last few wards. And in this fight I'm not going to do the same mistake again. I'm going to focus down the oracles, because that was one severe mistake I did in the last few episodes there. I gave the oracles way too much working room to buff their party. I mean, their feature might be that they will escape if they are the last remaining squad member, but seriously, you don't want this girl to buff the whole squad as much as she wants to. You really just don't want to. I'm going to decrease the accuracy of the hammer here, because I feel like this is going to be one of their biggest damage dealers. But, well, my bride is getting roughed up quite hard here. Okay. Let's get Skelly into the tanking stance here, and I just hope that we're going to be able to survive that. Some AoE madness, something for everybody. Okay, that debuff got warded away. So... Oops. Let's debuff their accuracy even more. This is a good chance to get rid of their attacks. Okay. So I'm going to knock the Hammerer out of his galvanic stance here. And we're going to see what we can do here. Okay. So, can I curse her? No. Well. Ooh, triple heart attack. Dang it. That's nasty. Okay, going to drop down his Sorrow and see if we can do anything. Skelly will go into the tanking stance here. Now I'll just keep ruining his accuracy here. Okay. I don't assume that this guy would have shot another time, but yeah, well. Cannibal's Jaw. I don't like that item too much right now, but well, you can make good use of that in combination with the Lich. Okay, so I think I'm going to do some alchemy here. We're going to distill some vigor here. Having skulls and bones mostly, so going to use 2 skulls and 1 bone. Now only the bride needs a little resting time. I'm pretty sure... No, I forgot not to use the arena. I'm really, really proud of myself here. Okay. So... The Abode of Wrath will generate 15 Wrath at the beginning of the battle. One thing I was wondering about was the Reanimate needs 65 anger. Okay, so it would be pretty hard to have the starting anger to be instantly able to summon a minion like that. Okay, so let's check out the next fight before we think about that more. A Berserker, a Gunner, a Musketeer, and another Galvanizer. Okay, or Hammerer, I think. There's a lot of physical damage in the game there, so I feel like I want to go for a combination of a Dark Knight. Is this guy... He's configured to buffs, so I feel like I want to go for this. But I also want to have the skeleton here. I can do the skeleton quite tanky, so that's going to be how I want it to do. Okay. There we go. These musketeers are having some relatively high initiative. Okay. Some little Slake with Darkness here, and we're going to head right into the Psychotic Stream here. So I'm going to try to debuff this guy's accuracy as hard as I can. Okay. It's quite a nasty amount of damage already. 51 is not bad. Okay. So, ooh, that crit really hurt. Next up, we'll be finishing this guy. I'm going to increase the initiative of my minions here. So, let's do some little Void Claws. Wow! 300 damage. Not bad. I like the shade. And we're going to use the Psychotic Swarm one more time. Ooh, this guy got buffed, eh? So, Energized. Perceives initiative before starting their turn, restores 10% of max sanity to self and all allies. Okay. So, do we have anybody in the stands? We do. So, let's give this guy a forceful lesson, but he doesn't really feel that one. Okay. So, yeah, well, I assumed as much. There goes the stance again. Wow, man. This guy really hurts. So, I'm going to buff my friend here a little bit. And I'm going to dash out another attack of Void Claws here. There we go. And oh, the armor absorbed though. Damn. Okay. I'm pretty sure I can't get rid of him like that. Okay, whatever. Let's do it like that, like this then. Okay. Pretty concerned about my skeleton here, honestly. Like I said, I'm pretty concerned. Okay. So, these guys are all at their full potential, full HP, everything. Like, that's really bad. Okay. I didn't remember that burn to hurt so much. The last few times I was fighting against these guys, that burn really didn't hurt that much. Oh, well. So either I got lucky or... Okay, so that buff didn't really do much. Yeah. So I really got to get rid of these guys here, but it's not going to be that easy. So, yeah, well. Let's heal them up a little bit. And destroy their accuracy, at least. I'm having a little bit few options to deal damage at this point, and that's really a problem, but, well. Honestly, I'm really tempted to retreat at this point, because I don't see how I'll beat these guys. I'm brutally roughed up here, and, we're not really able to do anything about that, but, well. Let's see how this will work out. Hey. So let's go for the good old trick of the eye. And I'll just hope that this will be a miss. Oh well. Let's repeat that though. Alright. This thing, honestly, this thing was such a big problem for me. And, yeah, losing my skeleton that early was also quite problematic. So, but I learned out of that. Oh, shut up, you little bearded freak. We're going to get rid of you as well. So, I'm going to use the trick of the eye again. And a little bit of that. And that. Alright, cut this block. And there we go. Okay. So, looks like we're still getting this done somehow. Okay. I was really nervous here for a moment, but, well. The real funny thing about that is, when I played this game during the early access, honestly, these dwarves felt a lot easier. I can't remember to have had such problems during my whole experience there. But, well, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But this guy is going to flee, and we won another fight. I mean, my minions are all quite low, but I only lost a skeleton. A skeleton with really nice artifacts, though, but only a skeleton. Okay, there we go. Wow. Alrighty, I'm not really that sure if I'm going to win this game at the first attempt, but we're definitely going to try. So, I'm going to do another upgrade on what? I think for now I'll just delay that to have another slot on the mortuary open, because somehow I feel like we're going to need it. Okay. So, we're having an option to regain the mana on Iratus, and I want that. Because it's boss time, and I think it's a good option to go for that. So, Fate. Target minion's next attack deals critical damage. I really wanted that one, because it sounds so good. And Finger of Death. Target loses 50% of its maximum vigor and sanity, just as a one spell. Wonderful. I just wanted to have that. Okay. So next up will be this boss. I already know enough about him that ranged attacks are really strong there. I'm going to pick up a array of units which is able to attack from a distance there. And I'll not take the Lich, or do I? I'm wondering. If I would take the Lich, I would preferably just pick a unit that is that can die in slot 1. But who's somebody which we can pick up at slot 1, which I'm not sad about dying, and also able to hit this guy from a distance. So the skeleton is having an ability to hit with smite. For each buff on the target? Yeah, well, we're going to craft ourselves some crappy little skeleton here. The best thing about him will be his brain, but apart from that, a meager low-level skeleton with a huge resistance. Well, huge. I'm going to use the Mystic Fortitude here. Smite the show-offs, and, well, whatever. It's not that important here. Going to use with the bride here. What do we get here? Flames of Love. That's her damage over time skill. So I'm going to go for the version which will have a very long burn. And finally, last but not least, our friend Lich. I'm going to use the Dominate Undead here to have an option to buff up our frontliner even more. Okay, so let's go. If it wasn't for a boss fight, I would have even considered a level 1 skeleton for that. But yeah. So this guy is having pylons, and these are serving a certain function, and whenever one of them dies, he'll just summon another. So the real way to deal with the inventor is focusing your attacks on him and nothing else. So we're going to drop down the blind here, because somehow I feel like he's going to be less effective blinded. And skeleton goes into the block stands, and we're using the shrapnel here right away. So, Flames of Eternal Love. Give this guy some good old ignite here, which does true damage. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, I forgot. This fight is working completely different than I said. This guy will take damage whenever one of his contraptions dies. My bad, sorry. I forgot about this fight. So the pylons are all having different stats. I'm going to smack down the offensive one first. And I'm going to go for this one. Oh, they're immune to burns? I didn't know that. But I mean, blinding this guy was certainly not a bad idea. Alright. Remove debuffs. Oh well, that's rude. So I'll just keep this guy blinded with my magic, because I feel like this is one of the stronger moves I can take. Keeping up the shrapnels here. And whenever one of those guys dies, this our friend the inventor gets some damage. I totally forgot about how this fight works. I'm sorry. So let's go for the buckshot here. And there we go. So as you can see, summoning new pylons doesn't even cost him any actions, so I just keep up the Mystic Fortitude here to make sure that the shrapnel will not get blocked here. The shrapnel will do the minimum damage here. I don't want that. Okay. So a friend here can also repair his pylons. And the pylons buff him and restore him and whatnot. That's why it's so important to have different forms of damage. Okay, we're going to start to attack this guy directly. One less ward to care about. So as you can see, his damage is really ramping up here. Alright. Okay, he'll just repair instead of attack. I like that when it happens. I kind of like forgot to pick up something to remove buffs, and I really am afraid that this will kick me quite hard during the course of this combat. Okay. But there's still no minions dead on my side, so that's okay. I'm going to destroy the supportive pylons more frequently, because I feel like these are the most annoying things. So I'm going to destroy my skeleton here to heal up the other people. And next time my Lich is having an action, I'm going to summon a new one. There we go. Okay. Some disable here. 2 disabled. Wow, that's annoying. Okay, we're going to call up a new skeleton here. That's that. He's not really doing much damage, luckily. Okay. That's that. Okay, more damage for the fella. We're going to go for this guy here. One more pylon down. And another shrapnel round. There we go. That's what I like about the Lich. The only thing you really have to care about is that you're having one minion up front, which you're not too sad about losing, or, well, not only up front, pretty much anywhere can do. So. There we go. We're winning here. It's only one more pylon and that's that. Okay. So, I don't know why this guy summoned the, in one turn so many and now he's not doing it anymore, but whatever. Remove the block. And that's going to be our target here. So I'm going to move the bride one field away, just to make sure we're going to win this fight this turn. There we go. Goodbye, Mr. Inventor. I think the Inventor is quite an easy fight, honestly. I don't think he's that difficult. I don't know how it's going to be in higher difficulty levels, but it's one of those boss fights where I feel like the fights in this floor were harder. So, curses enemies for 2 turns when minions uses ability. Oh, okay. I like that. We're having a mana source item. Iratus recovers 10 mana each turn. Ooh. And a bigger and better brain compared to the one we lost in this fight. And I don't know how close we got, but yeah, we're pretty close. So next episode we're going to enter the barracks, but for today I'm going to end it here. Mercenary barracks will feature more humans as enemies, and yeah. Things will get rougher up there from there on. I'm not sure if we're going to sustain that because I have no clue what our enemies do from there. I never played into the 3rd act deeper, so yeah. Feel free to drop me a comment down below. I would deeply appreciate any form of support on this video in form of likes, shares, or even subscriptions to my channel if you want to, but I don't mind if you don't. The most important part for me is you are enjoying your video and your time here, and check for the next episode as well. See you guys next time. Goodbye.